Back to answer your question, I absolutely think that Black women should be required to take competency tests. Not only that, not only to have children in general, but for each child that they have. I think it should be like an update thing, just like you're supposed to like take tests in law to check where your brain is at that certain period and point in time. I think it should be a continuous, ongoing thing for testing, because people change, they go through things, trauma, like you said, and that can really affect someone's ability to parent rationally. And we're seeing a lot of issues with BWs raising children, the child abuse rates, the abortion rates, the fatherless home rates. Just having kids for any and everybody, sharing baby daddies is weird. It's out of control. We need to do something.
We need to do something. We got a box open. If there's a woman in here that disagrees, shouldn't take a test, shouldn't be required, come up and defend your stance.
And paternity test, Clapback. Competency and paternity.
Yeah, competency and paternity test. So we're at 29K life.
But to get back to the conversation, the competency test, that test, and I like that idea because it would eliminate a lot of things. First off, if somebody putting you to a test, you would know if the girl just having kids just to fuck around and have kids, and just to mess around and have kids, and use the government and look at the government as something that's going to benefit her in the long run, housing, with the daycare, all of that. So you can find a lot of things when it comes to a test for somebody who has a kid, for a woman that has a kid. And the older lady, I don't know if she's older, but I'm not trying to be funny or anything like that, but the one that was to the right of me, she said something that was prominent, and I always say that it is better off if the kids go to the dad. So much things would be better if it went to the man. And let's just say the man get the same privileges that the women get. They get all these amenities that you get. Well, I don't think most of us need that because we always end up doing it by ourselves anyway. But let's say if we got the amenities, a lot of things will be saved. If you get your kids, number one, everybody got the same last name. You don't got to confuse the mailman with 8 different damn last names. So everybody's straight with that. Now, let's say if you're not dealing with your baby mama no more, you go on, you get a wife. Not only does your wife take your last name, your kids still have your last name. So now when you have kids with her, her kids have your last name and she got your last name. So it works out perfectly. But when you just lead a kid, well, yeah, I'm not with not one of them was with their baby daddy. Right?
Yep.
And that right there, that first off, I don't think that women understand when they say if they're in an actual family. If you got a stepdad, that's not an actual family. You could try to make it be that, but it's not an actual family. It never be. Yeah, but I think y'all got my point. Y'all got my point. That's what I wanted to say.
So freeze. Because these BWs are making these comments, I want you to start putting people in the box. Females, you're going to defend this because we're going to extend the conversation. Because if you give the kids to the men typically don't go to the government for assistance to raise their children like you do. So are you using your children as a meal ticket and as a pond? So we're saying before you have children, because y'all mental capacity is so far gone that you shouldn't be allowed to have children. But as the brother said, you should be giving these kids to the fathers anyway. You don't care about your children. You don't love your children, because if you did, you'd give them to the father. Because men raise children better than single mothers on the balance of probability.
Facts.
But you
on the balance of facts, Clapback, it's a fact. Mm-hmm. Single fathers do better. Children do better in single father households than they do in single mother households. Fact.
So you BWs are using your own flesh and blood for a meal ticket, for a Section 8 house, for insurance, for WIC. And then you have the nerve to sell your food stamps. How do your kids ain't got no food at the end of the month because you go sell your food stamps? I'm on fire tonight. It's hot in here. How many of y'all had a single mother trying to sell you her food stamps? I get 1,800. You want to buy 2? You want to buy 3? You want to buy 4? And your kids ain't got no food in the house because you selling your food stamps. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Clapback. A lot of these women got it twisted as if like these men are the ones leaving their responsibility behind, especially when it comes to black families. Y'all realize that black women are initiating divorces the most out of all other demographics. So y'all are the ones that are leaving. Y'all are the ones breaking your families apart. And just because that man don't want you and your dusty self doesn't mean that he doesn't want his kids. And so a lot of these women get it in their heads that, oh, he doesn't want me or he want that other girl, so he must not want his kids or he did this to me, so he can't see his kids. And it's running rampant. The fact that women are still out here acting stupid, like this doesn't happen, like children don't get withheld from their fathers, is disgusting to me. And I'm so sick of hearing that BS. I'm so tired of it. Y'all be
I want y'all to
lying.
notice something. I want y'all to notice something. It has gotten so quiet down in the chat. These BWs, we have finally had them on their heels and on the run. The ones who I have asked to come up, that I'm putting requests, they not coming up. The other ones are scared. They're sitting here. We got 272 people in here. And I want y'all to look at the comments. Okay. Request Audie Boaz to come up. She said, that's all lies. Ma'am, if you got enough people, come up and defend your position. Come up and tell us what lies we told. Brittany, how are you?
Hi, good night. How are you?
Great. First question. How old are you?
I am about 32.
Okay. Are you single or married or in a relationship?
I'm currently single.
Okay. Do you have any children?
No children.
Okay. Do you agree that women should take a competency test, BW should take a competency test, or do you disagree?
Can you just elaborate a little bit more what you mean exactly by a competency? I can't.
Competency test.
Before you're allowed to have children, they take you through a psychological evaluation, kind of like what they do on jobs, to determine whether the probability shows that you are a good mother, that you are making a good decision with who you're trying to have this child with, that you're not going to need government assistance. You're not going to be having a bunch of babies with other men. You at the baseline, you're not abusive to the children. You're not going to use the children as a pawn against the baby daddy. You're not going to use a child to swindle the government for assistance. If you're going to have a child, you've made a decision and you planned it out, and you're going to be able to take care of your child. Basic competency. And then after you have the child, you're going to be required to take a paternity test to make sure that the man that you say is the child is the baby daddy. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, just considering the state of the Black community as a whole, I mean, it takes two to tango. So I think if there's going to be a competency test, it should definitely
We're talking
be
about
for
just the
both
women.
parents.
We're talking
Why
about
did you
just the
change?
women.
Why did you answer a different question? We're not talking about both parents, because remember, your aunties and your grandmothers, they went out into the street and they fought for my body, my choice. If y'all come on here and say that Black men are leaving the home, then you already know there's a probability that you're going to be a single mother. You also know if you are a single mother, your children run a greater risk of being a degenerate in society, being non-productive, repeating patterns, and causing the whole community problems. So we're not pushing away responsibility of the man, but we're saying you have the greater responsibility because you choose who you lay down with, who you open your legs to, who you let jizz in you, and you're taking a greater risk because you most likely are going to be left with a child because y'all sleeping around with the 16% of bad producers in the society.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not a part of that population. I don't plan to
We
be.
didn't say you.
Sir, I'm going to ask you kindly to let me talk.
Man, we didn't say you. Don't
She got on the
answer
wrong
You're not the
personally.
host as well, so there's absolutely no reason for
But
you to be obnoxious.
like I said, he didn't say you. Don't answer it personally.
Well, honey, I don't need you to answer.
Go ahead with the answer.
Anyway, sir, I definitely do think that there does need to be a level of accountability, especially when you are pregnant and just considering who the father is. I don't feel that everything should just be blamed on one person.
Where did we blame? Hold on. Where did blame come in at?
Huh? You said, where does the blame come in?
Yeah, no. Where did anybody blame anybody?
No, it's not necessarily a blame, but we're talking about Black women being required to take a competency test before having children.
So follow me on this. As a grown woman,
yes, sir, I don't have kids because I'm smart.
Right, ma'am, follow me. And let's say your kids were 11 and 12.
Yes.
You provide them a home, right? Whether it's an apartment or a house.
Okay.
Okay. Your apartment burns down because of negligence. Although your children are somewhat responsible, who has the majority of the responsibility of your home? You or your children?
I would have responsibility of my home.
So watch this. Although you have responsibility, you've taught your children what to do and what not to do if you just had to leave them at home. You know, maybe you couldn't take off work, they were out of school, and they went and cooked something and they weren't paying attention and your house caught on fire. Yes, they did it, but you're the mother. You're the one paying all the bills, so you have the greater responsibility, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so again, your body, your choice, outside of SA and grape, no man can enter your body. Even if he wants to, he can't enter your body without a condom.
You are 100% correct.
You choose when you lay down or bend over whether or not that man is going to wear a condom. And you know that even though condoms are not 100%, the percentage of condoms that work and prevent pregnancy is far greater than the chance you have of telling him, okay, you can do it, but pull out. So why is it that we have to mention the responsibility of the man when you have the majority, you have all control over your body? Not only that, if you do get pregnant, if me and you mess around and I get you pregnant, you do get to choose whether you keep the baby or not. So if you want the child and I don't have a choice, but I still got to pay. If I don't want the child and you do, I still have to pay. I don't get a choice as to whether or not that child comes out of your body because it's your body. So no man can tell you what to do with your body. So would not you say you have a greater responsibility to protect your womb? Talk about this competency test. And then not to mention, out of all the paternity tests that have been done, it has been proven that 42% of women have lied to men because you're not the father.
Can I just ask collectively, is this all women or is this Black women?
Well, we know it's all women, but my show is talking about my community, Black people.
Okay.
I'm only concerned with the behavior of us because our women, and see, let me tell you something. And I hope you will receive this. I'm going to tell you what your problem is going to be in relationship and getting married.
My problem. Okay, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So you have a very deceiving voice.
I have a deceiving voice.
I'm gonna tell you why. You're educated. I can tell you're educated, but you come off pseudo feminine. But you tell on yourself, and I'm gonna tell you how you tell on yourself. The way you went at Tony shows that you're a modern woman.
Okay.
And as a modern woman, although you may not have children, you're going to fall into the same pattern as most modern women. I bet that you probably have a philosophy that you're not going to settle, right?
A philosophy that I'm not going to settle?
Mm-hmm. As far as it comes to a relationship and a man, you're not going to settle, right?
I wouldn't say that necessarily.
Okay. How much
In
does
other
a
words,
man?
ma'am, you're not feminine.
Hold on, Tony. How much does a man have to make? What is the minimum amount that he must make in order to even be considered for a relationship?
At least comparable to what I make myself, or a little bit more.
Give me. Hold on, everybody. I don't know how much you make, so give me. I asked you, what's the least amount? What's the minimum he can make to be considered for a relationship?
I'd say anywhere between. At least six figures. Do you want me to get more specific than that?
So we'll go at 100,000. We'll go to 100,000 because that's six figures. Okay, so if a man made, based upon what you just said, if he has to make at least six figures, if he's a good guy, but he only makes 50 or 60, you would consider yourself as settling for that man because he doesn't make six figures. So what you've done in essence, because let me ask you this. Do you want to marry a Black guy? Well, first of all, do you want to be married?
Yes, I would like to be married.
Okay. Do you want to marry a Black guy?
Of course.
Okay. What is the percentage of people in America? That means YT, Black, Asian, Indian, gay, straight, whatever else. What is the percent of people that make $100,000 or more in the U.S.?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know the exact number statistically.
It's around 10%. So it's around 10%. Now, you said you want a Black guy. What is the percentage of Black men that make $100,000 or more?
Well, I'm honest. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to assume that number is pretty low considering
Less
there's
than
only 5% of us in this country. So the likeliness of that happening is probably not that high.
Less than
Depending on
5%.
where
So hold
my
on.
circles are.
Okay, ma'am, I appreciate. So here's what we do, because women have a tendency to want to give an essay. You can just answer the question and that's it. So you answered it and you're right. Like Tone said, it's less than 5%. So let's look at your outcome and your outlook. You want a Black man who makes at least $100,000 or more. We know that figure of Black men is less than 5%. So as a TikTok friend of yours, here's what I'm going to say to you. My nephew Freeze would probably tell you get a turtle, but I can't make no money if you get a turtle because they only eat lettuce. What I recommend to you is pick out the best dog or cat you like. Start stocking up on dog and cat food because you're going to unalive alone. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing you got to
Can I
understand.
ask the question? Can I ask the question?
In a minute, once I say this statement, here's the thing. Just like you are looking for that man, over 80 to 90% of women are looking for the same man you're looking at. And here's the question for you that you must think about. If I held a convention tonight and I brought all of the women who want a man making six figures or more, and I put all of the women in this room with only 3%, 4%, let's just go 5%. This black man is quirky, goofy, socially awkward. The only thing we know is he makes $100,000. We don't know if he's inexperienced sexually. We don't know anything about that. All we know is these men make $100,000 or more. I put all of y'all in the room. Why would he choose you over everyone else? You're 30 something. Now in this room, they're going to be 21 years all the way up. We'll go up to your age. So 21-year-old all the way up to your age, all different shapes, sizes, colors, attitudes, some submissive, some not. Why would he choose you over them?
May I ask a question before I answer this one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't necessarily even get into income per se. That was something that you brought up. So I just want to ask a question. So as a woman, I make well over six figures. Is it wrong for someone who is making a certain amount of money to want somebody to at least be making the same within that bracket? Because the way that I see it, if I'm working hard and I've gotten myself to this point, as well as several of my peers, I'm an entrepreneur, then what's wrong with actually seeking men that are on the same status? Now, you did say, going back to what you did say that only about 5% of black men are making about six figures a year. The real question is why aren't there more black men trying to, I guess,
how many
more?
Hold on. Before I answer that question, what is the percent of black women that make $100,000 or less?
I don't know that statistic.
So why are you talking about black men should be
that's the reason I brought that up, ma'am, is because you say, why are there not more? It is less than 3% of black women that make that. So I could ask you the same question. Why are not more black women? Did you know? You said you're an entrepreneur. Do you know I'm never going to take your preference away as long as you understand your outcome. But see, you have to look at your outcome from a realistic standpoint of view, and a lot of BWs don't. You can want that man all you want to. It's not wrong for you to want that, but here's the thing. Most women cannot find a man that makes what they make or greater when you get up to six figures, because they typically don't want you, because in order for you to be this entrepreneur who's making the six figures, there is a masculine tendency about you in competitiveness that we're not intimidated by. We just don't want to deal with it. You cannot be a passive woman and make six figures. There's a level of aggression. There's a level of assertiveness. There's a level of masculinity that you exude in order to compete. And y'all think that y'all can turn it off when you leave the office, but you don't turn it off. You come home and you say, well, why didn't you cook dinner? I work just like you.
Well, Uncle Clapback, let's get to the nitty gritty. A lot of these women want to say they make six figures, but they're not saying how.
See, I actually mentioned how I make six figures.
Is your name Uncle Clapback?
You guys are really rude. Wow. Okay.
Be quiet.
You're rude, but
I'm rude.
She's used to the simp. She's used to stepping on all over dudes. It's not happening.
Hold on. I'm rude because I asked if her name was Uncle Clapback. Did I not start this sentence out by saying Uncle Clapback? Did I not?
Oh, you're so angry.
Did I not? I'm not angry. Why would I be angry at somebody that's not a feminine woman? That's stupid.
You could hear it in the tone in your voice.
Ma'am, I'm a grown-ass man. I'm sorry you used to men that don't have a voice. You used to talking to them punk motherfuckers. That ain't my motherfucking problem. I don't give a fuck. You're not a feminine woman at all.
Language is amazing.
Now you trying to
Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop.
So now you're trying to stop talking. It's funny, right? Because I started the sentence and said Uncle Clapback. I yet to hear him say how they make the six figures, and then you intervened. Is your name Uncle Clapback? Oh, so rude and so angry. I was talking to you in the first motherfucking place. Six figure. You talking about making six figures? You've been in rooms with men that cuss. Do you not? Don't worry about it. So look, Uncle Clapback. It's funny how women will say they make six figures, right? I don't hear them saying how they make it. I hear women say they make six figures, but I don't hear them say making six figures in a feminine woman. Ask her if she's a feminine woman, Uncle Clapback.
Well, I already know she's not just by what she is.
No, watch this. Just ask her. Watch this.
Are you in your mind? Are you a feminine woman?
I think I'm a balance. I think everyone is.
Yes or no question.
I mean, what do you define as feminine? I would say yes.
Oh, wow. Now I thought you
see?
You don't know what feminine is? You so smart, ain't you?
Y'all go look at her bio.
No, too late. Don't do that.
literally just read the bio. Just read her bio. That says enough right there.
Are you a feminine woman, ma'am?
I would
Okay, the
say
answer is
yeah.
no. So this is what you'll get. You'll get what the Houston Rockets got, but beating that dude beating that girl ass and breaking her damn neck. That's
Oh
what the type of
wow.
dude that you're gonna get because of your mouth and because you're not a feminine woman. So you're only gonna attract a beta male or a sigma male at best. On top of that, how old are you?
I'm about 32, sir.
Ma'am, you done already hit the wall. Don't nobody with 6 figures want no wall hit woman like that in the majority of cases.
So let me ask you a question, ma'am. You're 32. Wait a minute. Wait.
Yes,
sense,
Mr. Clapback.
It does
32.
make
Did you tell me, ma'am, did you tell me you were single? So let me ask you this, ma'am. In your mind, are you single by choice?
Yes, I am single by choice.
by
See,
choice.
this is what I'm talking about. Y'all
Trying
don't
to look at
realize.
this man Trauma's profile, because you must be real handsome the way you
I'm
talking.
fine as
With a
fuck.
lot of
I'm fine as
money.
fuck, and I'll never date you. And I got 10 women. I'm poly. I ain't worried about you.
See, here's
Her
the thing.
saying she's single by choice is
Let me
the
say something
same
to the
as a
women in
man
the chat.
saying they're.
Yeah, let me say something to the women in the chat. And ma'am, I want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to me well. This is the problem with women. Wolf, mute up, Wolf. Mute up, Wolf.
Nah, that's how she echoing.
I'm here.
Oh.
I'm listening.
So she left. But here's what I'm gonna say to the women in the chat. It always gets hot and they jump out the water pot because here's the thing. Y'all don't know what feminine is. Y'all say stupid shit like you single by choice. You're not single by choice. You're single because the man you want, he don't want you. He either hasn't found you or he doesn't want you. Because the very minute that man finds you, you won't be single. And he's not checking for you.
Uncle Clap, watch this though. You notice that, and this has been a lot of shows that this happened on, and you know I got the proof in the link in the bio. Look, have a nice night. I know it. The fire got hot. You found out how fine I was. You had no argument. I know it, baby. It's okay. Look, watch this, Uncle Clap. She said, well, I want to know how your profile looks because you must be fine as hell the way you talking. So what you're saying is, you're not saying that it's not true. You saying, okay, let me see what he looked like to see if it's okay for him to talk the way he talked. Ma'am, I can talk like this regardless because I'm standing on my wallet. It's a big difference. See, I don't have to go shake my ass to go get nobody. You saying 6 figures? How about, look, notice she still never told us how she makes 6 figures. I can tell y'all how I made it. Uncle Clap can tell you how he made it. My brother Kane can tell you how he made it. You notice that she didn't jump out the window quickly to tell you how she makes the 6 figures because in the majority cases, men help them get there. The top 100 women that are the richest in the world, 98 of them got rich because they divorced the men that worked hard to get the fucking money.
Facts.
So, and on
That's
top
why
of
they
that,
got on basketball wives.
on top of that, if I'm housing, I'm gonna use my baby. She gonna say so smart, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I am old.
Then they're,
Oh, she old as dust. Hold on, she old as dust. If I house, I love you, sis. If I house Blasian, right? If I house Blasian and we've been in a relationship for 6 years, and because I paid all the bills and allowed her to save all her money to be able to go in and do whatever she wanted to do, investment wise, etc., I am supplementing her to be able to live off of me for free. These women will sit there and act like they made this shit on their own when they was living with a man and not paying shit. That's not you making the 6 figures by yourself. You didn't pay shit. He helped you get there because had it not been for him, you would have had to pay bills. And we know how that go when it comes to women. They the highest eviction rate. It's Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. Absolutely.
Yeah, ain't she the richest woman and her occupation is divorce?
She is because he paid.
Like, stop talking.
Occupation is divorce.
What you say? Hold on. Tom, what you say? Who said that?
Wolf.
What you say?
Oh, like, some of these women need to learn to, like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, verify, clarify. I thought you was talking to my boy Tom. I'm about to get you on your own. Okay, go ahead.
I'm not trying to, like, fucking beat around the bush. Some of these women need to learn to, like, you know, like look, like, I understand. But at the same time, like, shut the fuck up.
Uncle Clap, you see how she went to go look at my profile, see how fine I was?
Hey, Delancey, what did her profile say?
Y'all, and all I read was the first few words in her profile said, "I do a lot. Actually, I do the most."
Hey, don't make me get the picture ready.
It's like,
Don't make me get the
as a man, I would give you the fucking world.
Hold on.
Hold on.
You want me to get the picture?
Get the cue. I'll bring you right back, bro.
That's how she coming. That's how she coming. She say,
We see how she make her money.
type my fire ass caption. Watch this. Type my fire ass caption, but I'm out of ideas, so I'm gonna show my ass instead. That's what she said.
She's definitely coming hard.
Read that again, bro. Hold on. Read that shit again.
I'm typically a fire ass caption, but I'm out of ideas, so I'm gonna show my ass instead. Heart.
What kind of entrepreneur she is.
Yeah.
You can't make.
I can't, boy. They better leave me alone, I try to tell you. She went to my profile, found out how fine I look. Boy, she had to drop out the box. I know it, baby. You got wet. I know.
She came up here with this soft voice, touting that she's a 6-figure earner. She wants a certain type of man. And she said because she lost ideals, over. Y'all see how she was dressed. What lawyer, corporate man wants to have that type of woman going to the Christmas party or the partner's dinner knowing that everybody got a cell phone and can see some shit like that?
She's still here. That's crazy.
Y'all could say that. Y'all, these women, y'all want these type of men that make this money, but they don't want you.
Bring her back up. If she's still in here, I want to ask her some questions. Somebody bring her back up.
I thought she said have a good night. Why you
I'm going
still
to ask her
here?
about her profile.
I ain't gonna hold you. If that's what you offering, that's all those men gonna want. Don't worry about it.
Let's see here. Oh, we got. Hold on,
All
y'all.
you're offering
In the
is
big
that.
screen. In the
That's
big
all
screen.
we
You
gonna
came back. Hold on. Brittany came back. Brittany,
I came
you
back.
came back.
Thanks for you, Mr. Clapback.
Yes. How are you? What did you want to say? You came back.
Well, I scrolled back and heard that you were talking about me.
What did I say about you?
Nah, you was sitting there the whole time. No lie.
No, actually,
Tom, why are you fucking lying?
No. What? Talk to me. What did I say about you? You said I said something about you. What did I say about you, Brittany?
no, pretty much that I have a, using my feminine voice and whatnot, and me being a six-figure earner, and but why do I need to
Change your
go on there to
profile picture,
lie?
because this wasn't the young lady that we were just talking to, was it?
Not feminine.
Wait a minute. This wasn't the young lady we were just talking to that was in the box where Kane is in, right?
I thought it was.
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, this her.
Oh, this is her?
Nah, yeah, this her.
So let me ask you a question, ma'am. Did you see? Wait a minute. Here's what we do. Where nephew at? Hold on. I got to do something real quick. Can you get that picture for me again, nephew?
All right, they said I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? She said I was must look ugly, so I had.
Yeah. Can you get that picture again for us,
Look at
nephew?
your nephew, Look at him. Boy, don't make me pop out.
Yeah.
Don't make me pop out. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Can you get that picture for us again?
Oh yeah, for sure. Let me go get you. You're right, You talking about the show your ass photo?
Yeah. So, Brittany, you said you were out of ideals, so you wanted to show your ass.
Yeah, a lot of six-figure dudes gonna like that.
Hilarious.
So what do you have to say about that?
Don't mute up
Brittany?
now.
It was a picture that I took. I liked what I wore.
So what
Why pose like
six-figure guy would?
But the fact that you guys just went all the way on my Instagram, that's extreme.
Ma'am, hey, man.
Why the fuck do you think that dudes ain't gonna do the same thing?
You said to go look.
Dude, a dude literally trying to date you. Why the hell wouldn't he text you out first to see what you're doing? Why the fuck? What type of
He said
sense
I
does that
wasn't
make?
his
You think
type.
he just gonna be like,
I
oh
mean, he
yeah,
said I
let me
wasn't
just
his
date him?
type, so
I wouldn't date
Is he
you.
your
What the
type?
fuck
Is
you
he your
talking
type?
about?
and I wouldn't date you too
Ma'am,
either.
you didn't have a choice. You didn't have a choice. You were never in the runnings, baby.
I mean, you and
could
a
never-
mustache wouldn't be
you could
either.
never-
That
you could
isn't
never-
connecting
my women
too
look way
much.
better
I
than
like
that.
my men who
My
put
women
their
look,
hair,
quarter boy. Do my women look anything like her or way better?
Hey,
So lastly, I'm gonna bring you right back. I got some women in the
hey,
team to bring us. I'll bring you right back.
worn out, baby.
ma'am.
Can we get back to the questions?
Oh, now
Mr.
you want to get
Clapback?
back to the question?
God, hey,
I mean,
No, my question to
I'm
you,
not
do
gonna
you
argue with
think-
men who peaked
No,
in high school.
Brittany.
Yes, Mr. Clapback. I'm trying to listen to
Brittany,
you.
mute your motherfucking mic.
Brittany, do me a favor. First of all, hold on, quarter boy. First of all, Brittany, turn your camera on.
Turn your camera on, Britt.
I
Come
think
on,
I need to
Britt.
turn my camera on.
I'm asking you to turn
I'm
your
actually
camera on.
working right now, so
Oh,
I don't care.
What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing on here?
I'm working right now, too.
You crazy ass Americans.
Sometimes I got 4 phones going right now. Yeah.
Shut your ass up.
Mr. Clapback, are you going to continue with your questions?
Come on,
Yeah, I'm asking
Antoinette.
you before I continue with my questions. I would think since I'm the host and I'm on camera, that you could do me a solid and turn your camera on so I can have a conversation.
I turn mine on.
I do not feel comfortable with turning my camera on and
But you
having a
said that you
conversation
said
right
that you
now.
said that you look better than.
I never said I look better than anyone. You're the one who started talking about my looks, gentlemen.
Ma'am. Well, first of all, anybody that got a salute back here, I'm not interested in.
Why are you men booting up the woman? Why are you men booting up that
You
woman?
don't even
Shut your knocker
understand
down.
what I'm saying.
Why are
I'm
you-
going to have a conversation,
Ain't
but
nobody how you
if you want to sit there and try to break me down, I promise that
How we trying to? Whoa.
Mr. Clapback, can you continue with your question? I'm actually interested in having a conversation.
Oh, now you interested.
Hush. How are we trying to break you down? How we trying to break you down?
I wanna break it
No, I wasn't saying you, Mr. Clapback. I was saying the trauma guy, but I was
No,
trying
that's
to
my
listen
nephew,
to your
baby. That's
question.
my nephew. So seriously, y'all, hold on. I want to have a serious conversation with her. Okay, I want to explain something to you, Brittany. Whether you know it or not, you came up here with a certain air, right? And you promoted yourself to be a certain thing. Now, my question to you, because of how hard it is for a black man in America to achieve the goal of being a six-figure earner, when we already talked about the percentages of that, this man has a lot to lose. What black man that you know who has a lot to use? And we're not talking about rappers, basketball, football players. We're talking about the man in corporate America. Why would he want to take you to a company function with pictures on your Instagram looking like that? What is the difference? Hold on, before you answer that, I want you to think about what is the difference between that picture you posted and the other women who are out there selling something?
I mean, I would think there's a big difference, but
would you want your children to see you pose like that on Instagram?
I mean, I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was fine.
He didn't ask you that.
We know.
Please answer my question. Would you like your children and their friends to see you posing like that with the caption you gave? Let's just be real.
I'm fully clothed. I'm fully clothed.
Ma'am, let me tell you something. If my Uncle Clap asks you another question and you don't answer it correctly, Tato, you gonna get that snap like Thanos and get your ass the fuck off this live.
She using the comments to answer her questions.
Brittany, hold on, everybody. Everybody mute up. Brittany, what I don't understand is this.
Let her don't answer.
Here's what I don't understand, Brittany. You want to sit here and be contentious and proud. When I ask you a serious question, we're talking about children. We know how kids are bullied in school on social media. You have let's just say you had a son. You wouldn't care if his friends went through Instagram and saw they were just over your house yesterday. You was baking Toll House cookies in an apron. And they go out on Instagram and they see that picture. You're saying you don't see anything wrong with that, dear?
I don't believe there's anything wrong with my picture, sir.
And that's the problem.
First off,
hold on.
Why would I mean, I don't think it's possible for me to, I mean, people do make big
Hold on, that man is speaking.
Hold on, ma'am. What you're not understanding is that you will get certain attention. You will get a certain perception from a lot of people based on what you do. Are we not judged by our actions?
Yes, we are.
Do you think you're exempt?
I do not believe I'm exempt.
Okay. If somebody sees you dressed like that, kids see you dressed like that, they're gonna look at you like you are a more conservative woman or a more promiscuous woman.
Definitely not conservative, but I wouldn't.
Okay.
Definitely not conservative, but I wouldn't say promiscuous either. If I'm going to keep it a buck with you, I wouldn't say.
Would people assume that you would be a more promiscuous woman? Okay. Yes or no? I didn't ask about you because I don't give a fuck about your feelings here. I'm asking, what would people perceive you as? Because obviously your judgment has been skewed on this matter.
I mean, honestly, I don't know what people would perceive me as.
Okay, then that would be a problem. Because was she not thinking more, not conservative?
Just call and receive me.
Don't worry about
Is your name Kane? Is your name Kane or Unchanged? How would you like to be addressed?
Kane, the Unchained Kane, the main man with the game plan. Kane.
Okay.
Say Kane.
Okay, Kane, no problem. Just because you are very polite, I just want to ask a couple of questions. When it comes to
that can't happen, y'all. Everybody
she trying to be disrespectful and throw a slap. What I said was gonna happen.
I mean, I wasn't disrespectful. I was
Brittany, hold on, Brittany. I don't want you to respond to nobody but Kane right now.
Was you nice to her, Uncle Clap?
Nope.
I mean, I would expect people to be nice to me. I mean, the day will be
Talk to Kane, Brittany. Talk to Kane.
Just with upon glancing on a woman's profile or just even talking for 10 minutes, because I mean, I barely even gotten a word out on here.
That's a lot.
How can you just make that assumption based off of a couple of pictures? Based
on a pattern of behavior from women who have been promiscuous. It's not a personal thing. It's just how it is.
Wait, when you say pattern, are you like describing like wardrobe?
Pattern is like.
Yes.
I'm familiar with what the pattern is, but I'm trying to figure out what the pattern is. That's
the pattern, ma'am. Let's not be disingenuous about this.
I'm not being disingenuous. I'm actually having a conversation.
All right,
she knows what the pattern is, but she don't know.
Wait. You can have a conversation and still be disingenuous. You understand that?
Put the picture back up, please.
Do you understand that you can have a fucking conversation and still be disingenuous? That isn't.
I understand that, but I'm genuinely not being disingenuous.
But negates everything that you just said. So let's get to the real, and that's part of the deal. When I'm talking about patterns, there are patterns in behavior. Okay, there are patterns in behavior that are consistent with a woman that's more promiscuous. Do women that are more promiscuous dress more conservative typically, or do they dress in lesser clothing? I would describe it.
They dress more modest.
Do they dress more conservative or in lesser clothing?
I just said they dress more modest.
Were those the two options that I gave you?
Conservative, if you'd like for me to use that word.
No,
Conservative.
they don't. They don't. If you see a streetwalker, you know what that is, correct? Is she wearing conservative clothing?
You dress like one.
Oh, wow. I mean, I honestly thought this was going to be a constructive conversation about the community. I did not know it was going to be me literally being insulted.
Assaulted? Oh, no, brother.
Hold on.
She said she was assaulted.
Say, bro, I'm focused on the conversation. She said she was assaulted. Conversation or move the fuck on.
Assaulted? The definition of assault.
Now, are you willing to have the conversation? I'm not here for distractions. Are we having a conversation? Are we not?
We can have a conversation.
Okay, then focus and don't get distracted because of course there's gonna be some ad-libbing. If it catch your attention, it was probably the intention.
Okay,
don't worry
I understand what you're saying.
So focus on what the fuck I'm saying to you.
I'm gonna pull up
versus being combative about it.
I'm just being combative.
You, man. Not just, oh my God. Were you not just eager to address him?
Okay. I'm listening to you. You have my full attention.
Ma'am, were you not just eager to address him? I'm not glossing over that shit because I'm gonna hold you accountable for what you say.
Okay.
Were you not just eager to address him?
I was eager to address him, and I lost my attention for a second.
Exactly. I'm not worried about the detail. It was the fact that you were eager to address him. That's what being combative is. That's what you held priority to.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
Don't worry about it. So it's just the fact that if there's a pattern of behavior that's consistent with women who are more promiscuous, they're going to look at you as a woman that's possibly more promiscuous. You're going to be looked at as one of those women by a pattern. There's a stereotype for men who dress a certain way. Mm-hmm. If a man wears a suit, you're probably going to think he probably has a job or he has some kind of money, correct?
That's true, yeah.
Okay then. Y'all not exempt from that.
I don't believe that we're not exempt. I don't want to misconstrue that.
It applies to you too. If I see, like, I ain't gonna hold you. From what I see, like what they showed me on your IG, I'm like, oh, she's going.
Also, she has a
woman. I'm not gonna look at you as a woman that like I would have a relationship with. I would look at you more than likely for relations, not a relationship.
Mm-hmm. Also, Kane, I don't want to put the photo up because I don't want to get on.
And that's not just me. That's many men watching. That would be young men watching.
Hey, Kane. Also, she has a shoot where she has her nipples actually showing through the bikini. It's some the nipples through the bikini, but I don't want to post it because I don't want to have Uncle Clap banned. So I'll send it to both you and Uncle Clap in the group chat.
Oh, so, man, let me ask you a question before Kane finishes. You know the photo that we just saw of you bent over with that short T-shirt on?
T-shirt and my panties on.
That picture, Brittany, that picture we just seen of you. Can I ask you a question? Will you answer it honestly for me?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna be honest?
I will be honest.
Did you have on any underwear?
I sure did.
So let me ask you a question. To Kane's point, we know how streetwalkers and prostitutes dress. Would you say they wear more clothes or less clothes?
Definitely less clothes.
Okay, so let's say I put you in a room with 10 prostitutes. You're one of 10. They all have on less clothes because you can almost see your ass cheeks. You can't tell whether you got on panties. You look like a classy call girl. If I put you in a room with as accomplished as you're telling us you are, and you just brought men into that room that didn't know anything about you or anyone else, do you think those men would be able to distinguish you, the accomplished woman, from the streetwalkers?
I definitely feel like they would be able to.
No, they wouldn't.
Wait a minute. Okay, I want to understand your mind because this is bizarre to me. How would they, if you're in a room with women that have on less clothes, as we admitted, streetwalkers wear less clothes, whether it is from Rainbow or whether it's from Versace, they wear less clothes. Mm-hmm. And you are scantily clad in that picture. You know this. Please don't. The reason I'm asking you this is what I want you to understand something. You talked about, you thought this was beneficial for the community. It is, because there are a lot of, you see right now, we have 400 people in here. There are a lot of women in here that are listening to this conversation. So I need you to step outside for a moment from your pride. And that see scantily clad women, how would they distinguish you from them simply based upon what you have on? How do they know that you're a good person? How do they know that you ain't about that life if all they do is get to come into the room and see y'all?
I mean, I guess because I would be more clothed than a prostitute would be.
Okay, I just said you have some prostitutes that walk out and be almost totally naked. Then you have others that have a little bit more class because, you know, you have your streetwalkers, you have your women who do stuff on the internet, you have women who are the classy, like Bunny Ranch type or whatever else. And you have women that go to bars and they sit up at the bar and they're wearing provocative clothes. They're not wearing modest clothes. They're not wearing business professional clothes. They're wearing something that pretty much that picture almost shows your hips and your buttocks. You can almost see from behind that it would be so easy for somebody to come up from behind and just do whatever the way he was posed. So for you to sit here and not be able to recognize that that picture is a problem, that in and of itself is a problem. Because if you BWs don't understand, what you're projecting is sexuality. You didn't have to pose bent over with your behind poking out saying, because I don't have any ideals, I'm going to show you my ass.
You about to come around.
I honestly just thought I looked cute. I just put it together and I just liked the outfit. It felt good and I walked out of the house.
You thought that was cute? How about thinking something's classy? Can you do that?
Would you be okay looking at your daughter posting that?
I would be fine with my daughter posting whatever she feels comfortable.
This is why this goes back to the topic. This is
oh my God.
We need to give women a battery of tests, a competency test to make sure that they're capable of mothering our children in our community. Because if we have a young lady here who, one more time, Freeze. Hold on, y'all. One more time. Put that picture up, Freeze. Put that picture up one more time.
You don't want me to put them up.
Hey, you unmuted.
Go ahead, I look good.
No, I know. Okay, whatever. But Freeze, put that picture up one more time. I want everybody to see this. I want everybody to see this. I look good. Picture of this. This is just disturbing.
Pay attention closely. Okay.
Thank you, ladies. I appreciate it.
Nobody cares about the ladies that get evicted. We don't care about them.
Now look at that. You can almost see your butt cheeks. You can definitely see where the slit is on the side.
You can see my quads too. I was working out. You can
look
see
at that. Where your panty line at? You said you was wearing panties. The closer he gets.
Wait, hold on.
I got a question.
You want to see something?
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
It gets better.
Yeah, let me see.
Thank you. Oh, I know that's gorgeous. I'm a fashion girl. I love fashion, so.
What they got? That's your titties. That ain't.
Oh, those are
You said that you was looking for a man that was making more than you, right?
I'm sorry, what did you say, White Tone?
You said that you was looking for a man that makes more than you, right?
No, I said that I would like to meet a man that makes just as much or more.
Just as much as or more. Yeah, right. All right. So,
Quarter boy, do you agree with this young woman and what she's saying and what she's portraying in her pictures?
So, I will say this. I'm no
saint. Yes or no question first to start.
I honestly do not see anything wrong with it. I think she does look cute. And maybe she was going out, you know, with her friends, maybe to the club, a lounge. So I'm sure if it was somewhere where she should dress more classy, she would fit the occasion because I saw her page and she has different looks.
Oh, yeah? Is this you right here?
Oh, we are.
Is this you? Put me on the screen, Put me on the big screen. Since you want to talk about
I'm not
This is the person defending it, cuz. Hold on.
I was on the beach.
This is the thing. This is the thing. Y'all have this.
I was on the beach. I live in South Florida.
This is the person defending
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm explaining something. Y'all have this thing about the sisterhood, which is just so bad. Like y'all will hoorah each other into destruction. I don't see anything wrong with each other into destruction. Y'all will just continue to enable each other into fucking destruction. The fact that she was able to sit up here, and I'm talking about Miss Antoinette, the fact that she was able to say she was okay with her daughter doing some shit like that. Her daughter, having this kind of behavior. Do you want your daughter to have the consequences and the treatment that comes with that?
You said you were at the beach.
Do you want
I was at the beach and my fiance, he actually took the picture. Like he's my photographer.
Oh, that's even worse. Oh shit.
Don't worry about it.
Passive man. Passive.
The resource. What do you have to say? The resource.
Passive man. Hey, Uncle Clap, what was the thing about women that had a lot of tattoos? Kane, what was that study it showed? That women that have a lot of tattoos like what?
Hey,
The women that have a lot of tattoos have a high desire for attention.
There you go. I knew it. Yeah.
The resource. What do you have to say? Do you agree with these women up here? Or what's your point on this?
A resource.
No. Are you talking about just dressing modestly?
I mean, with the pictures we've seen, and the topic, even though y'all can't read it, is should BWs be required to have a competency test before having children?
Absolutely.
This young lady said there's nothing wrong with her. She wouldn't have a problem with her daughter dressing like that. That is got me stunned.
Yeah, I mean, I come from a pretty conservative background. So like I came from the background where if you put your hands down or your arms down, your skirt should not be, as high or higher than your fingertips. So I would have to respectfully disagree.
And I right now I'm stunned. I'm almost speechless. I'm almost speechless because another young lady comes up here and justifies because her sent boyfriend takes supposed to be reserved for him.
Mm-hmm.
You got out there for every man to look at you in this bathing suit with your butt sticking out and your legs wide open, and you're proud that your fiance. And if he was there with you, I would bring him on camera and tell him he's a super simp.
Yeah, he's definitely beta. Ain't no man that even likes that type of shit. My lioness can't have a bunch of tattoos like that. I don't want that shit.
And I doubt that you and he will make it. I doubt that y'all will have a long relationship. I really do. And I'm sorry to say that to you. Because you're going to end up loathing this guy. He either doesn't have respect for you, really, because no man wants to take a bunch of pictures, risque pictures, to put out on the internet or allow his woman to put them out on the internet. It's different if he has it for his own collection. But to allow you to put that on Instagram, getting attention from men who have no responsibility, men who are not doing what he does to make you his woman, that is such a weak man, and you're going to loathe this guy at some point in time. I guarantee you. The balance of probability shows that.
Do you think it's so like I said, living here in South Florida, every woman, is gorgeous, has a nice body.
No, that's a lie. I've been to South Florida. That's a lie. Every woman is not gorgeous and fine. You just lied.
Let's say they are.
Well, I mean,
she lied.
But why do you want to show it to people? Why do you want to show it?
She lying. I've been to Florida.
I know. Why do you want to show what you have to men who don't deserve it? But then if something were to happen, or if a guy you didn't like was looking at you and saying, you're going to say, he's creepy. He's creepy. But you showing him everything that makes him creepy, but he's creepy. Why do you want everyone to see what you have?
We have a confident relationship. It's no jealousy. When we go out together, she has a big
answer. Wait, whoa. Everybody hold on. Ma'am, do not deflect. Answer my question. I don't care about your confident relationship. I said, why do you want to show your body to everyone?
Well, I guess I never thought of it like that. I'm in my prime, and this is like the best my body is going to look. I'm going to get older.
Okay. Still, stop. That may be true. Why do you want to show it to everybody?
What the fuck that got to do with everybody seeing it?
So, what is wrong with you that you want men to look at you that you would never date? Men that you would never give a chance to. Why do you want them to see something you don't want them to have?
Only women with their body count high would say some shit like that.
Wait, how old are you?
Man,
I'm old now. I'm 29.
Oh, you are the one.
You are not in your prime.
She rock city.
You been past your prime.
It's like why be in a relationship if you want other male attention?
And you're not in your prime. Your prime being done.
I don't want attention. Like, if you notice my page, I don't really care about, followers and stuff. I just don't care about
ma'am, you can say whatever bullshit it is that you want, right? You said you don't do shit for other male attention, right?
You don't care about followers, but you got enough followers to go live?
Who's typically going to be looking at the picture more so, men or women?
Men, probably, but I don't respond to DMs. I don't respond to comments.
I don't give a fuck about what you say you don't respond to. Like that's the thing. Y'all try to give explanations and excuses to shit that we already know and understand. You understand the fact that there are going to be more so men drawn to it. You understand there's going to be more so men checking it out, and it's going to be bold enough to respond to it. Throughout, man, I'm still talking, and I did not ask to be interrupted. The fact that y'all will sit up here and be disingenuous about these facts of fucking life that y'all do understand and y'all have been able to get away with. Because guess what? When a man speaks on it, y'all will use forms of character assassination, reputation destruction, such as he's insecure. He might like men. He does this. He does that. This is so divisive, etc. and etc. That is manipulation versus actually taking the time out to understand and be the agreeable, feminine women that y'all should be. Y'all just want to overpower society, do whatever the fuck it is that you're gonna do, and think that nobody's gonna say nothing.
Wait, hey, cuz, hey, Uncle Clapback, hey, Tone, Quarter Boy. She said, I want to make sure I heard this right. She said she don't care about followers, right?
Right.
So then she would just post without anything, just no caption, just post, right?
Right.
Why would you hashtag For You page and my?
What is wrong with you that you want to show men your body on social media?
Nothing is wrong with me. I just thought it was a cute picture. It was a good day
So
at the Hard Rock
question,
Casino.
the heart of my question, why do you want men to see you? Because if it wasn't for attention, you would have taken the picture, put it in your phone, and looked at it when you wanted to look at it. Why do you need to show your body to people you don't know?
I just thought my body looked good. I have no kids.
Okay, why do you want them to see your body looks good?
Ma'am, answer his question. Stop the bullshit.
I have no answer because that's how I felt. I thought my body was cute and I liked the picture.
That is a shame.
And my man took it.
That you don't know why you want people to see your body and you got a whole fiance and sit up here and say you don't do it for attention when you already admitted you know that mostly men are going to see it, and then you say, well, I don't respond to their DMs, but you get joy out of reading the DMs. You get joy out of the fact of the number of men who go on your social media. There is something wrong with you internally that you need to find out.
How she know she got
DMs? What you
DMs?
are showing is not for every person to see. In my day, we called it private parts.
How did she know she got?
Hey, look, so let's get to the real in this part of the deal.
How she know she got DMs and she ain't looking?
Let's get to the real in this part of the deal, right? You keep saying you thought you looked cute. No, that's not the end of it. It's that you thought it looked nice, so you thought, okay, it's gonna be a lot of people liking this up. It's gonna be a lot of comments coming out of this after I post this. This gonna do some numbers because I like how it look, and it's narcissism as it is.
Yep,
that's true narcissism.